Hi everyone, and we're going to revise the impact of exercise on health for the GCSE paper 2. And if you can start off by remembering what the definition of health is, the physical, social and emotional well-being, not merely the present absence of disease or infirmity, then we will be in the right place. So let's look at these three aspects and how physical or education or PE or physical activity and exercise will impact those three areas. So starting off with the physical benefits of health, and the first three areas you probably want to commit to memory are that exercise will reduce the chances of obesity, reduce the chances of stroke, and reduce the chances of coronary heart disease or CHD. You need to know why each of them, what happens in the body to reduce those potential issues, and then an explanation of why that is happening. So if we start with obesity, that's obviously reduced when you do physical exercise. Yeah, I'm sure you guys already know that it's because the calories consumed are not being burnt. So if you don't exercise, there's a chance that we will put more fat on and store our energy as body fat because we are not burning those calories. So it depends on the wording of the question. If it's what are the benefits of physical activity, then we will burn the calories that we consume. And the reasons why this happens and it reduces our obesity is because there's an increase in metabolic rate. The metabolic rate is the speed at which we're using those calories that we eat, and therefore it maintains our energy balance. So the amount of food or calories coming in is equal to the amount of calories we consume. Our strokes are reduced. The risk of strokes are reduced because of our low density lipoprotein and an increase in high density lipoprotein. You'll get away with putting LDL and HDL, and essentially they're linked to cholesterol. They're just different forms of fat, and one is reduced and one is increased. So if you think, well, low is reduced, which is low goes down, and if you think high goes up, high it goes up in the air, so increasing in the high density lipoprotein. And this results in us having less plaque in our blood vessels. Plaque is the buildup of fats and cholesterol inside the blood vessels, which then restricts the blood flow. So if we've got less buildup, it means there's less chance of a stroke. And coronary heart disease goes down because we are removing cholesterol through exercise, which again fills up on the walls of our blood vessels, and therefore our blood pressure will decrease. So if we want to look at the emotional benefits of health, to our health, of exercise. So we start off with simple things like our feel-good hormones. Serotonin will increase. So exercise releases the endorphins, serotonin and dopamine, and what that does is it makes us feel good. It helps us reduce our levels of stress, and therefore we feel better about ourselves. So our emotional well-being is improved. Exercise and sport gives us a sense of achievement. So you might have a body weight goal, it might be a competitive goal, but when we achieve it, you feel confident in yourself, and therefore that increases our mental well-being, and there's less chance of us having depression because of that. So our stress levels will go down, our chances of depression will decrease when we exercise, mainly because of the release of serotonin and endorphins I've just spoke about earlier, and therefore we feel good about ourselves. Our self-esteem increases, which is your self-confidence, and mental well-being is improved. So there's three sort of different areas. Now, when you're doing an exam question, it might ask you for an emotional benefit of health, which probably only ask you for one of those. However, it might ask you like a 6-mark question, which is broken down into two, just saying what are the benefits of exercise on health, and therefore you could choose one of the physical, or you could choose one of the emotional. So you don't need to remember all of them, but just at least one of them. Okay, and then finally, we are looking at the social benefits to health, and this question can be asked directly about the social benefits to health, or like I said earlier, you could just link it into a generic question that just says what are the benefits of health. of exercise to health. So the first is that we can make new friends, and therefore and the process of how we make new friends is we could be joining a club or working within a club, joining a new club, and we start to see people who are at the club at training sessions. This will improve, so that's the process, and then this is the outcome. It will improve your cooperation and your teamwork. How you do it is because you're working with others, working with teammates, and you are focused on a common goal. You know, if you're in a football team or a rugby team or a netball team, your common goal is to win the game, so you focus on that. And a bit more detail in that is you can improve your communication skills, things like calling for the ball, communicating with your teammates, telling them where you are on the field, and coordinating tactics. But also listening to each other is a social skill and a communication skill, and that could be just simply following the tactics and instructions. So really quick 3 revision points there then. So we looked at the benefits of exercise and sport on physical well-being and health, emotional well-being and health, and social well-being and health. So good luck.